What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Vigilante, and listen, right now I am about to do part one of the forgiveness tool for Dr. Cynthia Williams. This right here is a forgiveness diagram for yourself, others, God, and your goals for the future. So right now, I'm about to tell you guys some stories about how I had to forgive myself. Story number one. I was probably about 21 years old. I bought a Toyota Celica from a small dealership. The Celica was $2,000 and some change. When I financed it, it ended up being $3,000 and some change. The car note on the Celica was only $119 a month. I didn't understand what it was, because that was my first time ever getting a car from a dealership, and that was my first time ever having a car note. Thank God it was a buy here, pay here, because all my payments were late. At this time, I was a background extra, and I wasn't really making a lot of money being a background extra, and I was spending my money irresponsibly due to lack of poor leadership and people telling me the proper way to spend my money. So when I first got to the dealership, I made an agreement with them because I said I wanted to get a convertible, and they said that they would help me get into a convertible. They told me if I bought that car, that they would help to position me to get a convertible. And I believed them. I remember I was on my mom's insurance and I was paying it. And 6 months later, my mom said, "Hey, here's our new insurance cards." And I said, "No, we don't get new insurance cards for 6 months." And she said, "It's been 6 months. So I blinked, and I had that car for 6 months. I called up to the dealership and I asked them, "Yo, where's my drop top?" And they said, "Well, we're just gonna make you pay this car off, and then we'll swap it out and give you the drop top." Now that I'm 30, both those deals are good deals. To pay $3,000 and get transferred into a drop top, or to get transferred into it during a $3,000 loan. Two good deals. But at the time, I was too young to understand that. So what ended up happening was I took a stance. I decided I'm no longer paying this car note. And I saved up $900, and I went to this beautiful old white lady, and she sold me my Mitsubishi Eclipse. So the Mitsubishi Eclipse had a check engine light problem, but my mechanic was able to get the check engine light to go off. So I passed emissions and I bought the car. And for about 3 weeks, I had 2 cars. I kept missing all of the payments for the Toyota Celica, and eventually they came and grabbed it. And I was left with one car that had a lot of mechanical problems. And about close to a year later, maybe 9-10 months later, the Mitsubishi goes out and I have no money. So I ended up losing both those cars. To this day, I still kick myself about why didn't I just pay the $120 car note and have both my cars and just rent one car out, or whatever. But at the end of the day, I gotta forgive myself. I was young. It was a weird predicament to be put in, and without the financial guidance of your parents, your grandparents, your aunts, your uncles, your cousins, the community, you make these type of decisions. So that was one of my biggest financial regrets, and I definitely wish that I would have went about that a different way. But at the end of the day, I've had to forgive myself, and I do.